Christopher Nolan's next movie is a big-budget adaptation of the epic Greek poem The Odyssey, and it will continue a mini-trend after Oppenheimer that also includes some of Nolan's past movies. The Odyssey boasts an impressive cast that is on par with the sheer scale and scope of the movie, and will theoretically follow the major plot lines of the ancient literary work of the Greek poet Homer. Set after the Trojan War and the other events chronicled in Homer's The Iliad, The Odyssey follows the hero Odysseus, rumored to be played by Matt Damon, on his 10-year journey home. Christopher Nolan has evolved into one of the film industry's most awarded and celebrated directors, and his movies famously involve complex stories, well-developed characters, and mind-melting higher concepts. As many of Nolan's movies involve metaphysical themes, it seems likely that there will be some alterations to the story told in The Odyssey in his hands, as opposed to just a visual portrayal of the story on the page. Regardless of how Nolan handles the screenplay, The Odyssey will share a related commonality with Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan is once again adapting a pre-existing work after Oppenheimer. While Nolan will write and direct, there is existing source material. The cover of Simon & Schuster's version of The Odyssey featuring a ship. Some of Nolan's most famous works are original, written and directed by the man himself. While the Dark Knight trilogy obviously had its roots in the Batman comic books, Tenet, Interstellar, and Inception were all completely original screenplays with influences from other works. However, The Odyssey, like Oppenheimer, will be based on a pre-existing work. The Odyssey will, of course, have its basis in a classic piece of literature, while Oppenheimer was largely based on the 2005 biography American Prometheus by Kai Bird and Martin J. Sherwin. The Odyssey, and its companion work, The Iliad, are considered to be two of the oldest literary works that are still widely read and studied by the public and modern scholars. The epic poem is divided into 24 books, and follows the Greek hero Odysseus on his meandering journey from Troy to his home in Ithaca by way of modern-day Africa and southern Europe. It's widely agreed that it was originally composed in the 8th century BCE by the Greek poet Homer, but given that it was passed down orally over the ages, it's difficult to definitively know its origins. The Odyssey is vastly different from anything Nolan has done so far. The fantasy elements at play will be new ground for Nolan. Assuming that Nolan sticks with the actual story depicted in The Odyssey, there will be significant fantasy elements, which would be relatively new territory for the accomplished director. While Nolan has played with science fiction at length, his films are typically grounded in science and realism, even if some of the higher concepts surrounding time and memory are counterfactual. He has also done great work stepping outside the modern time frame, with some of his strongest movies, Dunkirk, The Prestige, Oppenheimer, invoking a historical setting.